A career-high 17 points, shooting 7 for 10 with 5 assists and 3 rebounds in 30 minutes of play. James Jr. even had a highlight moment crossing up former MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo. Here's head coach J.J. Redick postgame.
Not surprised by tonight. And I think his confidence is growing. I think the next step is just, becoming an elite conditioned athlete. Because when he does that with his physical tools and just his burst and his handle, and we think he's going to be an above average to really good NBA shooter. He's gonna have a chance to really make an impact.
All right, we know JJ was a shooter himself, and he said above average to really good shooter is his potential. Stephen A., what did you think of Bronny's performance last night?
I was very impressed. I was very impressed because I saw an elevation in his level of confidence and poise. It was like it didn't really faze him. He didn't look as nervous as he had looked in previous appearances on the basketball court. He looked like somebody that belonged. Now, obviously, Milwaukee gave it to them last night, but just looking at the Lakers without LeBron, without Luka, without Rui Hachimura, without Austin Reeves, of course, that put Bronny James in a position where he could get his 30 minutes, but give credit where credit is due. There were some moves that he put out on the court, ball handling skills, getting to the basket, finishing at the basket, pulling up in jumpers, hitting a three, 17.7 to 10 shooting from the field. I was impressed, okay? This is the big picture here that I want to bring up. I might have been wrong. Are you listening, LeBron James? Are you listening, James family? Are you listening, Rich Paul? Are you listening, all of you people? Because here's my position. My position was all along, Bronny James needed to be in the G League. Put him in the G League, let him be in the G League his first year, and then after that, let him come on, because I've always believed that this kid has the potential, once I watched him, to be in the NBA. But what I saw last night made me say to myself, wait a minute. He keeps showing up and playing like that. J.J. Redick and his staff obviously doing an exceptional job coaching him. The G Leaguers obviously doing a good job of preparing him. Him sitting on the bench, learning, watching the Lakers players, being in practice with them sometimes. Evidently, that seems to be working for him. And if that kind of stuff continues, then indeed he'll be in the league as a bona fide player sooner than later. One game does that make that determination. You need to do more than that. But I wanted to make sure I emphasize that point. And the reason why I wanted to make sure I emphasize that point, Molly, is because when I was approached by Pops, okay, at courtside and all of this other stuff, I will contend till the cows come. Yeah, tell me about it. I will contend till the cows come home. I was never disrespecting Bronny James. I was the one that didn't watch him in high school because I didn't want to judge him like I would have had to had I gone to his game. I didn't go to his college games at USC because he had the heart condition. I waited and waited and waited until he got to the pro level because I wanted to give the kid a chance, because obviously being LeBron James' son puts him in a very precarious position. So this notion that I was disrespecting or his son, it's a lie. It is false. We have numerous tapes that show I did not do that. But I did believe that he belonged in the G League to get himself honed for the NBA level. What may have been wrong about that is that evidently being around J.J. Redick and that staff and being around Pops and the rest of the Los Angeles Lakers, combined with the G League going back and forth, may be doing wonders for him sooner than we anticipated. Because I liked what I saw last night, and I'm gonna keep the same energy. When he plays well, we're gonna give him props. When he doesn't play well, we're going to say so. That's what happens with covering the league. Maybe his pops didn't tell him that, but I'm going to tell him that. Congrats on a good performance last night. I hope it continues. I believe it will. And I believe he's going to be an NBA player, a bona fide NBA player, a lot sooner than people think based on the progress we're seeing him make. Props to him.
Yeah, and again, JJ saying that he could be a great shooter. All right, they got the Bulls Magic in 4 minutes.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I think, and this is just simple from confidence standpoint. This just shows him that, look, I can go out here and I can be an effective NBA player. you watch these highlights, like he's getting to his mid-range, he's coming off screen shooting threes, he's getting to the rim, with nice finishes. So when this is a great just kind of step for him and his progression and his development to see like, look, okay, I belong, I'm here. No matter how many minutes, spot minutes I can do here, I think defense is his calling. Even when they're fully healthy, I think they can find spot minutes for him to come in, pressure 94 feet, be active, do all the little things a rookie should do, and let the scoring and let his game keep developing. But last night, I gotta say, I was impressed. He looked like a legit player, and he looked confident, he looked confident, and he looked comfortable.
That's what you want to see from a young guy, especially when you're developing somebody. You want them to go out on the floor. You want to see improvement. You want to see development, and go out there, take advantage of the opportunity. Last night, he knew he had a chance to play some big-time minutes, and he went out there and proved that he's worthy enough to earn minutes at this level. And so when you're a young guy, use this as a stepping stone. Now I know I can get to my mid-range. Now I know I can get to the rim. I can use my three ball as being a threat. Just continue to build, continue to grow, and don't allow the outside noise to distract you. That was a good one.
And you know what? I'll say that all these people are like, oh, he doesn't belong in the NBA. This, not anybody can just go into an NBA game and have 17 points. So this kid doesn't stink. He might not be, he can play, and he proved that last night. So I think a lot of guys that have doubt and that hate, I get it, it's totally natural just given the circumstances. But I think last night kind of opened up some eyes, even for JJ Redick and that coaching staff, that look, this kid can give us something.
Yeah, that was a good showing even for the haters. JJ Redick, very hopeful that LeBron will be able to come back on Saturday. That's against the Bulls, which would be the start of the final 13 games of the season. I don't know if you want to look at this as like a blessing in disguise. They're 3-3 without him, and he's been able to have at least a bit of a rest. They're only a half game back of Denver for the 3 seed. So does this seem to have worked out at best case scenario?
It did. It worked out. They weathered the storm. They could have easily been 4-2 in this stretch, but they ended up landing on 3-3, and you can get him back, early as tomorrow, back in the uniform. That was like the best case scenario, opposed to the wheels falling off for this team. Seeing some videos of him revving it back up, getting himself back in the rhythm, that looks encouraging. And you give a 40-year-old guy an opportunity to rest his legs at this point of the year, and having the team that you have, that should be encouraging for everybody involved on the Lakers side.
Yeah, the fact that they stayed 500, I'm kind of looking at Golden State. If let's say Steph misses the next 16, if they were 3-3 or 4-2, I think that's a huge win. So the fact that the Lakers were able to stay afloat, we're able to kind of get production from other guys, I think was great. Even a game like this, where now you see Cam Reddish get minutes, Shake Milton get minutes, Bronny James get minutes. These are opportunities that they haven't really had as much this season, with Austin Reeves out, with LeBron out, with Luka out. And who knows, their number might get called in the playoffs in a series, and they might have to play a 4 or 5 minute stretch where they're going to look back on games like this where they had the reps, they had the experience. So obviously LeBron, he's coming back soon. They're a completely different, better team with him. But this team is going to probably make a deep run in the postseason, and they're going to need everybody at a certain point.
We got to talk a little Knicks here at Hornets.
Hello, xin chào tất cả mọi người. Hôm nay mình sẽ hướng dẫn mọi người làm một chú thỏ hồng nhảy nha. Mọi người cùng bắt tay và làm với mình nha. Đây là những dụng cụ mình đã chuẩn bị để mình làm nhé mọi người. Mình sẽ để gọn kéo sang một bên. Đầu tiên là mình sẽ gấp chéo tờ giấy lại nha.